Today I am showing you exactly how I would do it on a day that I'm filming. This is a technique that is used by makeup artists a lot in Japan and Korea. This product is genius. All you have to do is literally go underneath. Isn't that crazy? Dude, I kind of love it. Minasan konnichiwa, this is Tina and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I wanted to show you guys how I get ready on filming day. If that sounds like your thing, then please go ahead and channel登録 shichatte kudasai. So recently, more than ever before, I feel like I've been getting a lot of requests from you guys to show my makeup routine or like get ready with me. So today, I thought I would show my typical routine for getting ready to film YouTube. This made up version of me is what you guys see most of the time and comment that you want to see the routine. So today I'm showing you guys exactly that. It was definitely a spare of the moment makeup routine where I was choosing the products as I went, but that's how I tend to do my makeup anyways. I have said it in the past, but I don't wear makeup every day. Most days I do just wear my skincare and that's it. And since I don't wear makeup that often, I like to experiment, especially with colors. So you guys will see me change my look for every video, but generally speaking, the techniques and the products that I use are somewhat the same, and I do just tend to change up the colors that I use. So hopefully this is still a good example of what my typical routine looks like, and you guys can pick up a thing or two from my routine. Definitely not a professional, but I just love and enjoy the process of makeup. So let's do our makeup together. So I've already gone ahead and cleansed my face in the bathroom since last time we tried at the desk and it was an absolute mess. So I washed my face with the by Wishtrend green tea and Enzyme powder wash. It is just my default go-to on filming day because I want my skin to look as smooth as possible without any irritation. And it has already been way too long since I washed my face because my skin looks absolutely parched. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply toner using the mixsoon Galactomyces Toner. I will do a quick wipe down after cleanser, especially on filming days, because I do not want any extra like residue or dust or anything to stay on my skin. I will usually use like a toner pad or just toner on a cotton pad. And I do tend to go for very like watery toners on filming day just because I want multiple light layers of skincare to make sure that nothing peels on my skin when I'm applying it. This has been my go-to summer toner in the mornings because it is very, very watery. So it is very layerable, but still feels really lightweight on the skin. I'm going to apply like a proper layer of toner on my skin too, because it certainly needs it. Yeah. What? Oh, I don't know what I'm saying. Second layer. Man, I definitely think my skin suffered from the dryness in that short amount of time because my pores are quite visible today. So we're really going to try pack in that hydration to try to plump it out. So another thing I do on the mornings I'm filming is to do a DIY cotton mask. This is a technique that is used by makeup artists a lot in Japan and Korea, and it's to make sure that we do deeply hydrate our skin so our pores become less visible to allow for that flawless makeup application. And I have been using these toner pads as of late, the mixsoon Bifida Toner Pad. They do have multiple different types and I kind of just happened to choose the Bifida one because it's one of my favorite ingredients. But after trying this one, I definitely want to try the others because it's just so convenient. Plus they tear apart. So it's so easy to customize. And this was something I already did with like cotton pads and toner anyway. Loving using these whenever I'm prepping my skin before filming. Up to this point, I usually do it all in the bathroom, like cleanser, toner pad, and then I'll like transfer to my studio office where I film and work room. I'm gonna buy a little lip balm as well, as I haven't put anything on my lips today. Using the Mentholatum Lip Baby. This one's a fine lip balm. I mean, as you can see, it's not like overly glossy or anything, and it moisturizes fairly well. It's not my absolute favorite, but it's not a bad one. So it has been a couple minutes. I am just going to take this off. Oof. Feels a little better. The skin was so dehydrated. So you can already tell that with the hydration, it has helped to kind of plump out my skin a little more than before. My pores are like slightly less noticeable. So once that is absorbed, I'm going to apply Serum, one of my OG favorites. I feel like I haven't mentioned it in a while, but I tend to use this one whenever I am doing a full face of makeup, the numbuzin No. 3 serum. I definitely feel like this one is more effective when you're using it consistently, like day and night every every day rather than just when I apply makeup like I'm doing today. But it still is a really nice hydrator. I feel like it does plump out my skin and I still very much enjoy it. So apply just like a fairly generous amount, but again, trying to make it so everything absorbs well and nothing is kind of sitting on top of the skin. I definitely keep the skincare simple, so just one serum, and then I'm going to use an eye serum. I'm sure you guys feel the same, but whenever you wear makeup, it can look kind of crusty or wrinkly. So this is a completely new one. I've only used it once. The Clarins Double Serum Eye. As you guys probably know, I don't get the opportunity to try out luxury brands very often, so when they offered to send me some PR, I was like, yes. And this thing's crazy. It's got like an option to use like a smaller amount or a bigger amount, and you can like click it depending on how much you want to use. Isn't that crazy? This one is like a dual formula where it has like a creamier formula and a serum formula. I'm not quite used to it enough to know how much to apply as of yet, so I am just doing one big pump. I do tend to like use very lightweight eye creams whenever I film, just because I don't want anything to peel around my eyes, because that's where it tends to happen the most. Something like this where it's like a super lightweight formula is really, really nice. So I thought this one would be perfect for filming days. It smells so nice too. Moving on to moisturizer, I always use an emulsion, as I have probably said a billion times at this point. The FLASKIN Soymilk Protein Lotion. It has been a go-to for, gosh, months now on mornings where I am wearing a decent amount of makeup, because it has such a beautiful texture. Very plumping, and the moisture does seem to last all day for me. My skin doesn't look all crispy and cracked. I talk way too much. All right, that is our skincare done. Obviously it is a very, very glowy finish, but that is what I like to go for to make sure my makeup looks very glowy too. I also don't wait very much in between steps at all. I just like move on while my skin is slightly damp. Next, I'm going to put on like makeup base, which is also an SPF, the Bifida Toner Pad Sun Cream. Still my absolute favorite makeup base tone up SPF. I don't apply it like a normal sunscreen. Like obviously that's not the right amount to apply as a regular sunscreen, but when I film, literally my blinds are down the whole day, and by the time I'm finished filming, the sun is already like done for the day. So I just apply the amount I want to give the perfect kind of tone up effect. This sunscreen is just the perfect level of tone up, the perfect level of glow, and it never peels, it never has issues, which is such a problem I have with other tone up sunscreens. Anything with a tint to it tends to peel very, very easily, and it always makes my skin look just, I don't know, so juicy. And I do make sure to apply a little bit down my neck as well, so the coloring all looks the same. And then we're going to move straight into makeup application. I don't wear any other primer. I usually always just wear this and I'm good to go. Today we're going to use the Parnell Cicamanu Serum Cushion in 21N. I have just been reaching for this cushion constantly. I am running out though. Gosh, it's like all over my finger. I feel like I'm pretty rough when it comes to applying cushion and stuff. Seems to work out. I think as long as I take enough time to like pat it all in. I mean, look, my pores are starting to look like they're gone, right? I mean, you can still see them, but they're definitely pretty well covered. And my skin is just like plump, so plump. Like plump to the touch. A little bit extra for the neck. Now concealer, using my all-time favorite, the Cover Perfection Tip Concealer. I use the shade 0.5. Just realized how much makeup I've got under my nails. I literally just did my nails yesterday. I did them so late at night because I didn't want to have bare nails for filming. Don't really know how to apply concealer. Cover my full dots that I got, and we're just gonna blend it out. Some people are like freaking artists when it comes to applying concealer, like using color control. I don't know if I am patient enough. I feel like my makeup routine already takes long enough that I can't commit any more time doing that stuff. Now I'm going to set certain parts of my face using the Decorte face powder in translucent. When it comes to powder, I try not to use an excessive amount because I do want to keep the glow, but we don't want any creasing of the makeup, and especially concealer around the eyes. So I try to pick up like pretty small amount on the brush, whack off as much as I can, and then we just place it right under the eyes and kind of like a dabbing motion on the lid as well. And you can see it has set the under eyes, but we still have like a lot of glow in other areas, and I do want to keep that. The other areas that I tend to set is where it gets very oily, which is my nose. My brows, I do tend to do it as well, because when it's really like slick around the brows, I can't control the brow pencil very well. I'm not even going in and picking up any extra product, but really like dab across this forehead line. That creases too, although this one's like inevitable. No matter what I do, the crease is pretty obvious. Usually my chin is the other area that I tend to get oiliness. I mean, it's pretty much my whole face but leaving like the larger areas of the cheek to retain the glow. The most important thing is little powder as possible to kind of keeping your makeup looking very glowy. The other thing is my makeup is not really made to last all day, because I do it specifically for filming indoors, so I can't guarantee that this makeup style is going to last out in the sun all day, and I honestly don't think it will. Generally when I'm going out all day or being in the sun all day, I do not wear a full face of makeup because I prioritize reapplying sunscreen. Anyways, using the Cezanne Twist Up Eyebrow with Spiral Brush. So with my brows, I don't do a whole lot. I just brush through them. I draw in the shape slightly, and that's it. I have done them the same way forever. Do a quick brush through to try to blend it. I mean, my brows are pretty bushy at the moment. I need to redo them. Good enough. Usually I do set my brows with a clear brow gel, but today I'm actually thinking about using a little bit of colored brow mascara. So I'm going to leave it for now and do my eyeshadow first to see what color kind of matches. My favorite kind of autumn palettes, Dasique shadow palette in number 1 Sugar Brownie. Just feel like the colors in this palette are so pretty, and you can tell like I have hit pan on one of the shades too, and I have been using it for quite some time. They're just really nice, like warm burnt tones. Picking up this lighter shade as my base. Today I guess we'll be going with a warmer tone look. My hair is starting to wash out into a warmer color these days, as you can see, so I feel like warm works at the moment. I very roughly blend the base color all over the lid. I like to apply it all over because I feel like this also helps for it to not crease. It's almost like adding a second layer of powder. Next, I take a crease brush, go for one of the mid-tone colors, probably this one here, and I just pop it in the crease. I feel like I go pretty like rough when it comes to eye makeup, but as long as you blend well, I feel like generally it works out. I do have a very clear crease, and I know it'll be a completely different story for people who have mono lids or hooded lids, and I honestly can't really advise on that because I do not have that eye shape, but this is just how I do it. I also grab a pencil brush and take the same shade, connect it below. I'm also going to take this warmish pink shade and add a little bit of extra depth to the outer corner. And now for some shimmer, I'm going to take this middle bottom shade, and I always put on glitters with my finger just because it's easier to pick up that pigment. And I just lay this right in the middle. Pretty, right? And no matter what palette I use, this tends to be like how I go about it. Light shade, crease shade, depth shade, and then shimmer in the middle. And then in the inner corner, I try to use a lighter shimmer just so it helps to kind of open up my eyes. So I'm going to use this top middle shimmer once again on my finger, pop it in the corner there. Well, I definitely got that way too low on the eye. What are you gonna do? Sometimes if I want like extra kind of intensity or depth, I will take like the deeper shade, usually on a liner brush or a pencil brush like this, and I put just like a tiny bit towards the outer corner, just like that, which adds like, see, like a little bit of intensity and kind of like smokiness. Just a tiny amount. We don't want to overdo it. See, that's too much. It's okay. Usually whenever I F it up, I just blend it all out again. Well, I think that's pretty good for eyeshadow. I'm going to apply eyeliner. Which one should I do? I'll just go with the classic. The Love Liner Liquid in Brown. I think it's almost time that this one is running out. I need to replace the ink. Never know how to explain how to apply eyeliner. I also think I'm a weirdo because I go out in rather than in out, but that's how I do it. Oh no, kind of ruined my face makeup. I know now I'm getting really conscious that I'm doing it on camera. Doing makeup on camera is like 1,000 times harder than just doing it like normal. In the process, I did kind of ruin my makeup on this side. And we're just gonna tap it out. This is very real raw makeup routine. It's okay, we're gonna apply blush later anyway. I'm gonna apply a little makeup under the tear bag or Egisa, whatever you want to call it. Too Cool for School Artclass Frottage Pencil in 01 Shining Linen. This product is genius. I don't know how they did it, but it is like a powder in a pencil, and all you have to do is literally go underneath and like, isn't that crazy? Created it without any effort. And now I want to add a teensy little bit of glitter. So I'm going to use the Milk Touch Fairy Jewel Eye Glitter, #1 Aurora White Jewelry. I've also been using this one for ever, and this shade is so nice because it matches with like any color palette. Whenever I'm confused to what glitter to use, I just use this one. I only put like a tiny bit right in the middle just so we get a little sparkle. Now for mascara, I do want to use a little bit of color. I wonder if this is too warm. We'll go with this one. The D Up Perfect Extension Mascara for Curl in Cherry Brown. I've held on to this mascara for way too long. I think it's time I chucked it out, but it's such a pretty color. Usually I do curl my lashes if I need to, but I have done a lash lift at the moment, which I did myself. Yes, I'm so proud. I did my first like at home lash lift, and this is over 2 weeks actually, coming on to like 3 weeks, which I'm like so impressed. I honestly thought it was like gonna go away after even just like a couple of days because I did it myself, but it has proven to be pretty long lasting. And in Australia, lash lifts cost so much. They cost like $100 to $120. I usually get them done in Japan for like 40-50 bucks, so that I'm like okay with, but over $100, and then doing it myself, it's already lasted like 3 weeks. I don't know, I might have to switch to at-home lash lifts. I mean, look at that, just one layer. Pretty good. All right, I have finished applying the mascara, and sometimes you do get like a couple little like, you know, wonky chunks or things like that, and this little thing has been so convenient. I found it on the Estelle, but it is these like mascara tweezers, I guess you could say. Bonus that it is a Kuromi design. It is specific for creating those segregated lashes, which are very in Japan. It's called tabakan, but you can get rid of any chunks or bunch lashes together, make it look a bit more like thicker. Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I'm doing? And you can also comb out like any clumps you might have, like here. And then this side can also help to separate them as well. My right side definitely looks better, but I think that's done for our eye makeup. We're going to go back to the brows. Now that I used this palette, I thought this brow mascara could work to add a little like warmth to my brows. The Cezanne Slim Eyebrow Color Mascara in Pink Brown. Adding a very subtle tint of color to the brows is like very in Japan. Colors like pink, purple, red, and etc. So oh, I don't know. From afar, it's not too bad. It might have been a little too pink. Oh well, we're gonna just do the other side. This is why you shouldn't experiment for the first time on camera. I'm just gonna get like the tiniest little bit of micellar water. Just remove tiny bit. It is what it is. Tiny little bit of contour. I generally don't do much at all because I feel like I don't know how to do it. I also have a very round face, and I feel like contour shows up like very obviously on my face, so I'd rather just like go without it if it's going to look very obvious. The Dasique V-Cut Blending Shading in #1 Warm Blending. The lighter shades, I'm not like game enough to go for the darker shades. Really just put like tiniest amount. Someone teach me how to contour. Teach me how to contour. Teach me how to contour. And then the lightest one, we're going to take on this like angled-ish brush and do the tiniest bit of like nose contour around the nose. I don't know if they did anything. I actually don't know what blush to choose. I have been in an iron about it. I think we're going to stick with a favorite, the Fui Blurry Pudding Pot in the shade Feelin'. Now the product itself is a favorite, but I haven't really experimented with this shade on the cheeks, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, it is the most beautiful kind of warm fall color, like very, very autumn color, that I'm hoping will kind of go with my eyeshadow. Ooh. Okay. It is also hard because like what I see in person is slightly different to what is recorded on the video. I try my darndest to try to get the best lighting to mimic what it looks like in real life, but it is really, really hard. I like it. I always put like a little bit to kind of bridge the gap between my cheeks by putting some on my nose. Makes everything blend better, I feel like. Dude, I kind of love it. I'm going to go ahead and apply the same product onto my lips as well, so we don't have to think about what lippy to wear. I do like to always clean up my lips before I apply lip product. Using the finger-like brush. It's like pretty much my lip color. Not bad. Oh, I usually do highlighter before my lips. Oh well, we'll do highlighter now. I'm gonna go for kind of a goldy one. The Judy Doll Highlighting Powder in 01. I feel like I'm slowly have been dipping my toes into C Beauty, Chinese brands, and definitely liking what I'm seeing so far. I'm gonna just like a little bit here. I especially like to put a little bit on my nose here, and then just in the inner corner. And why I said earlier I kind of put it in the wrong order, I usually put a little bit on my cupid's bow here, and usually I like to do it before my lippy because it looks a little ridiculous when it's on top. I'll just blend this out a little bit. I think I'll put in my lenses, which I tend to just choose my lenses depending on my look. I wore these ones the other day and actually really like the way they looked, so I'm gonna go with them again, and I feel like it kind of does go with my makeup today. The Moody Lenses Hush Hush in Sandstorm. I do tend to wear either Olens or Moody lenses. They're pretty much the only two brands I use. I will always opt to use daily disposals because I can never keep up with storing the other ones, like the weekly, monthly, yearly. Like I just never can. I mean, these very clearly cover my natural eye color, but I feel like they look pretty natural while they still have pretty like funky designs. My eyes are looking a little red, and they do tend to whenever I wear lenses, so my trusty eye drops, the Roto Rice eye drops. I have been using these probably since I was a teenager. They really just help to get rid of any redness in your eyes. You guys will probably see in a second how quickly they take effect. But while we wait for that, we're going to finish off with a mist, of course, using the Dalba Vital Spray Serum. Very close to finishing this one up. This one's the pink one, which tends to be a little bit more lightweight than the gold. This helps to rehydrate my skin. It also adds glow, as you can see, and it also helps any like makeup that might be like not really in place or sticking or looking a little like dry and powdery on my face to settle in, look all put together, if that makes sense. And if I do feel like it's a little too glowy, I will just pat it down with a cushion real quick. This also helps kind of blend everything together, like my blush and all that. All right, now all I have to do is to do my hair, which I'm going to do off camera. If you do want to see how I style my hair before filming, I did just upload a hair care routine that includes everything to do with my hair, so please watch that. But I'll be back in just 2 ticks. Well, that is the finished look for this get ready with me / makeup routine for filming. As I said at the start, the color palettes or the shades that I choose tend to change for every video, but the general techniques and the products I use are somewhat the same, so hopefully it was still a pretty typical standard routine of mine. Maybe I can do these a little bit more frequently. I've said it so many times in the past, but I'm so bad at filming makeup routines or tutorials, so it is a difficult one for me, but if you guys want to see it, of course I want to deliver. So let me know if you do want to see these makeup routines a bit more periodically. If you do have another moment to spare and hang out with me, I would super duper appreciate it if you clicked on one of these videos. It really helps me out. While you're there, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.